This Greenway program will protect the lifeblood of our communities in their entirety.
It's important for future generations that we try to keep a natural balance between development and preservation, and this is a great project to demonstrate that.
Greenway acquisition is important because it protects water quality. Every improvement we can make is to the good.
We think that this investment yields dividends for generations and even centuries to come.
Greenways are the natural areas of green space that parallel and protect our waterways. But these greenways are threatened by Atlanta's tremendous and continuing growth. So the City of Atlanta has undertaken the task of safeguarding these greenway buffers forever through the Greenway Acquisition Project.
The legacy of the land we're acquiring will allow us to leave for generations, for those in the future, a cleaner environment, a more beautiful environment, an environment with clean air and clean water. Please join us with the Greenway Project and leave that legacy for the children and families of the future.
In July of 1998, the City of Atlanta signed a consent decree with the Environmental Protection Agency, the Georgia Environmental Protection Division, and the Upper Chattahoochee Riverkeeper to increase the area's water quality through a number of programs. One of those programs is the Greenway Acquisition Project. The city has committed $25 million to acquire, restore, and protect greenway areas along designated streams. These areas will never be developed so that natural vegetation can prevent stream bank erosion and reduce the amount of non-point source pollution from entering Atlanta's streams and rivers forever.
Greenway acquisition is important because it protects water quality, it protects wildlife habitat, both on the shore and in the stream. It protects cultural resources along streams.
By 2007, the city will acquire greenways across a huge expanse of the metro area, including properties downstream in Carroll, Coweta, Heard, Paulding, Rockdale, and Henry counties.
Everybody lives downstream of somebody, and the City of Atlanta is upstream of a lot of people. People downstream have a reason to expect that they're going to have decent water quality.
The city acquires greenways in 3 ways: donations from citizens and companies, outright purchase, and through conservation easements. In all cases, participation in the Greenway project is voluntary. A conservation easement is a legal agreement that permanently protects greenways on private property from future development while allowing the property owner to retain ownership. The owner agrees to not develop or disturb the land. The conservation easement can cover all or part of the property.
So we'd urge landowners who own land along the creeks, as well as property owners, homeowners, to give us an easement so that we can protect the creeks.
I sold my property to the city for the Greenway buffer, not just for me, but for the community at large. And I'm especially concerned about future generations, that this will help to protect the streams, the creeks, the streams. If the trees are not cut, if the streams are not polluted, they will have a better environment in which to live. In working with the city, it has been an easy process, one that I feel comfortable with, and I'm sure anyone else would if they decide to participate. The city sent someone out to survey the property, and we determined how much would be used in the Greenway project, and they offered me fair market value for that property. I would tell property owners who might be concerned about giving up their property that they would still be able to enjoy the property, just not develop it. It was important for me to participate because of my concern for others, and I'm hoping that others will participate for the same reason. We know that cities cannot do it all by themselves, and we have to be a part of that.
When you think about the great cities of the world, the great cities of America, each of them has green space that is fundamental to the nature of the town, the soul of the city. and it's incorporated into the DNA of the culture. It's not peripheral, it's not a nice thing to have, it's at the center of how the city views itself.
Greenways filter the pollutants that might be coming in runoff towards the streams. They also allow for cool and shading of the creeks, which is real important for keeping dissolved oxygen in the streams. So what scientists have found over the years is that one of the most important ways to protect particularly urban tributaries is to have a nice green vegetated corridor along that stream. Without any sort of greenway, you've got the runoff from hard impervious surfaces from adjacent properties flowing straight into the creeks, usually carrying pollutants.
The buffer along all these streams won't magically change the river completely, but it will have undoubtedly measurable impacts on the water quality. And every change that we can make, every improvement we can make is to the good.
In late summer 2003, Atlanta celebrated one of its largest Greenway acquisitions, 2 pristine pieces of property inside the city limits along North Utoy Creek, the Lionel-Hampton Tract and the Beecher Hills Tract.
It really stood out to me that this was a special piece of property for the city of Atlanta and its people, because there's nothing like this anymore.
Initially targeted for dense development, these properties were purchased through a remarkable public-private partnership.
What started off as a pretty narrow focus of trying to preserve land for recreation has really just mushroomed into an effort to deal with, again, the preservation, the recreation, and the educational aspects of green space.
And all the activities and efforts that I've personally been involved with, I've never had this many different people and different groups work to obtain the same goal.
The partnership included the City of Atlanta and the State of Georgia, the West Atlanta Watershed Alliance, Trees Atlanta, a land trust called SPACE, or Saving Places for Atlanta's Community Environments, the Georgia Civil War Commission, the surrounding community, and the Arthur Blank Family Foundation, which contributed $1 million to the effort following a competitive grant process.
The opportunity to do this in a public-private partnership that deeply involved the community and brought collectively 170 acres of hardwood forest to the heart of a city was just irresistible.
We are here to celebrate the future. We are here to celebrate a major accomplishment, the acquisition of over 160 acres of mature hardwood forests, creeks, and floodplains that will be forever protected as public green space. We are here to celebrate the preservation of our city's history. The Union troops built fortifications on this property. We are here to celebrate making connections. This property will be one of the largest green spaces in the city of Atlanta. We are here to celebrate partnerships. The city cannot and never has been able to accomplish major projects like this without the support from neighborhood groups, land trusts, and other outside organizations that provide ideas and funding and hard work. We are here to celebrate the future, and our young people represent the future. The protection of this property will provide a living laboratory for many generations of young people to come and learn about the environment and to learn about history and to develop an appreciation for the natural and historic resources that we dedicate today. Clean land, clean water, clean air are all promoted by this land acquisition program. We urge you to participate with us in the city's acquisition program for greenways.